So, I just had surgery to repair my distal biceps tendon tear probably about 4 hours ago. So, going into surgery, it was my first ever surgery. And I was going to do kind of a funny video about this, but I might still do that. But this is more of a serious one just because I know there's probably people wondering what surgery's like. So, in my experience, I was anxious, nervous about the surgery, and I've never had a surgery before. I was wondering what it's like to go under general anesthesia. I watched a ton of YouTube videos and all that, and I will describe what happened as far as I can recall. So anyway, I'm basically sitting there. You know, you going into the you get into your gown, and then you go and sit down on this operating bed or whatever. It's just a bed, you know, it's a hospital bed, and they're going and attaching things to you, and you get some anxiety because you're worried about what's about to happen or something. And then they go and they stick the IV on the back of my hand, and it wasn't even nearly as bad as if you ever go in for a blood draw, when they stick the needle in there, that's worse than the IV. The IV is a lot thinner, and it doesn't irritate as much. It really feels pretty much like a mosquito bite, and then they stick a plastic tube in, and then they pull the needle out, and then it doesn't hurt at all. The IV was the worst pain of the entire experience, and it was like a mosquito bite. Anyway, so the IV went in, and there was a saline solution for a little bit, and then I said something about my anxiety. They gave me a medication in my IV, and then it started going in. I did not feel it going into my arm. Some people feel like they get a burning sensation. I didn't feel anything. But about 30 seconds or so later, I got the feeling like how you get when you have about 4 or 5 alcoholic drinks in fairly quick succession. So I was feeling drunk. I was feeling tipsy. Like the room wasn't totally spinning, but I felt like I had about 4 drinks in me, to where I could start to feel a little dizzy. Like, okay, it feels kind of like I'm drunk and don't care quite as much. And then the next thing I know, a nurse was asking me if I wanted to eat crackers and drink a cup of water. And I was thinking to myself, well, I don't want to have that, because you're not supposed to have food or water before you have your surgery. So I thought it was kind of weird she asked me that, and then I looked down and saw my arm was already wrapped up in gauze in a sling and a cast. It already happened. That was the experience. So it was literally, I felt drunk, and then that was it. I felt drunk, and then I basically opened my eyes, and on the bottom of my lip, I felt like a tiny bit of, I guess, like lidocaine or novocaine or something. A little bit of numbness, and tiny bit of scratching in the back of my throat. It's not bad. I mean, this is what I was sucking on a sore throat lozenge, and but no, I mean, it's kind of like how you feel when you puke and you get that sensation in the back of your throat, like you puked, right? A little bit scratched, without the puking, without the puke actual vomit taste or anything like that. So it's just strictly the feel. My arm is dead, flat dead. Like I can feel a tingly sensation on my fingertips and I can slightly move them. So I had a distal biceps tendon repair surgery. And my arm right now is dead. I couldn't lift it if I tried. My nerve impulses are not working right now. So I still have the nerve block. And I just took a Percocet, so I should be pretty good. But yeah, I just had the surgery a few hours ago. So I'm being kind of fresh. You know, it's all fresh in my mind. And there's no experience of it. If you're going through surgery and you ask for something for anxiety, you're going to feel drunk, and then somebody's going to ask you if you want something to drink because it's already over. That's it. And I guess now is a recovery. So don't be too anxious or worried about surgery. You're not going to experience it. I don't recall the propofol going in. I didn't even see it. I didn't see the milk of amnesia, as they call it, or as I was going to call it, the great white night, right? It was going to knock me out. I didn't even have any concept that I was going to be knocked out. There's no concept of time. I wasn't dreaming. It's just 1 minute I was looking at the clock and it was like 7:30, and the next minute I was looking at it and it was 10:45. So, and I've got all my faculties about me. I didn't really say anything embarrassing or stupid or whatever. I feel like I was coming out of being drunk without the hangover. So it wasn't a hangover. Honestly, like if you get drunk and you have a hangover, it's worse than surgery. So that's the truth, that I just had surgery a couple hours ago. I'm up walking around. I feel like I can go for a walk. I feel like I feel like if I needed to, I could drive, but I won't. I gotta wait 24 hours so the meds wear off. Yeah, I feel pretty good. Feel maybe slightly drowsy. Not really. Not much more than normal, honestly. If I was just doing nothing, I'd probably just lay down and go to bed. I just got done watching a movie, so I don't have a stomach ache. I ate food. I feel pretty much completely normal, other than my arm is dead. Like I don't feel my arm right now. The surgery was like a non-event. I did not experience any of it. I felt drunk, and then somebody was offering me a cup of water and some saltine crackers. That was the entire experience for me once I got into the pre-operational room. The worst part of it was the anxiety beforehand. It's going to be the anxiety, and you have your nerves all uppity and everything, but it was not bad. So if you're worried about surgery, don't be. If it's the first time you were ever having surgery, you are not going to experience it. You're probably not going to experience any of it other than where they stick the IV in, which is not a bad poke at all. And I had a nerve block in my neck. I don't even know if, I guess that's the mark where they put it in. I have no recollection of that whatsoever. So they stuck a nerve block in my neck for my shoulder, my arm, and I don't have any memory of that needle. The ultrasound to find where it goes, none of that. That was not my experience. My conscious experience, anyhow. What else? No, it was all anxiety. Once I got the IV in, and they started giving me the anxiety medication, and I started to feel drunk. Like tipsy drunk, about 4 or 5 drinks in your system, if you know what that feels like. That was it. And then you're waking up. I wouldn't even say it was waking up. It was more like blinking your eyes. It was more like, basically like that. It felt like you just blinked your eyes like this. and then somebody asked me if I wanted something. So I, other than that period of time, I still have all my regular memories. I still feel like I can work. I still feel like I can do anything. And keep in mind, this is I was in a coma, a medically induced coma, near death, on purpose, about 4 hours ago, and here's me now. So reversible coma. It's not quite like sleep in that sleeping there is a sense of time still, and you have sensation. So even when you're sleeping, you're still sort of partially conscious in parts of your brain. This is actually, it is actually just like I don't even remember going to sleep. I remember feeling drunk, and then somebody asked me if I wanted to drink a cup of water. I was like, sure. But I felt like I shouldn't because I didn't want it to interfere with surgery. And then I looked down and saw that my arm is already in gauze and a cast. I was like, wow, okay, so they did it already? I was asked the nurse, I was like, oh, did they do that already? Oh, yeah, it's done. Wow. No concept of time whatsoever, no experience of it. You're not going to experience it. You won't have any concept of time, and no pain, at least not yet. Maybe there's going to be pain soon, but that's what the pain meds are for. So don't worry about your surgery. Doctors, surgeons, they do this stuff every day. It's their job. If this is your first surgery, just follow the directions. Don't eat for, the day before. And as soon as your surgery's done, depending on what your surgery is, they might allow you to eat. And then everything goes back to normal. You will feel probably slightly drunk for another hour or so after surgery. But, I don't feel nauseous or anything. I did get a little medication for that. It was going under my tongue. So, yeah. So this is for distal biceps tendon repair. Yeah, it was fine. My body and mind and everything, I don't feel like I underwent any trauma whatsoever. Like there's no lingering, resonance of trauma or anything. So I guess there's not much more I can really say. But if you're going to be getting surgery soon, don't worry about it. You're not going to experience it at all. You're going to feel drunk, and then you're going to wake up with a cast on your arm. And you're not going to feel your arm is going to be freaking dead. But, and then your fingertips might feel like, like you sat on your hand for a couple hours and you feel tingly and numb a little bit. But just in the fingertips. I mean, if you're getting distal biceps tendon repair surgery, from basically where your fingers are up to your shoulder is completely dead. You can't move, like I can't, my nerve won't move my arm. It is completely gone. It feels like it's not even there, which is fine. Doesn't hurt or anything. Just got it in a sling, so I don't do anything stupid with it. Yeah, and I'm up walking around 4 hours later. So don't worry about it. Everything will be fine.